Dame Helen Mirren has just dropped a bombshell at the 2026 Golden Globes that nobody in Hollywood or beyond saw coming. In a room packed with A-listers, flashing lights, and the kind of glamour that defines award season, the legendary actress took the stage to present an award and turned the night into a royal reckoning. Her words sliced through the air like a perfectly timed script line, but this wasn't fiction. It was a direct hit on Meghan Markle, the Duchess of Sussex, exposing cracks in the facade of her post-royal life. But here's the twist that changes everything. This wasn't just a casual jab from a fellow actress. Mirren, who has embodied queens on screen with unmatched gravitas, allegedly drew from years of insider knowledge, palace whispers, and her own unfiltered disdain for what she sees as Meghan's manufactured drama. And once you hear the full context, you'll start to wonder, is this the moment that finally unmasks the Hollywood royalty hybrid Meghan has been peddling, or has Dame Helen just ignited a war that could topple the Sussex empire? Let's rewind to set the scene properly so you grasp the magnitude. The Golden Globes, held on January the 5th, 2026 at the Beverly Hilton, were already buzzing with anticipation. Nominees like Zendaya and Timothée Chalamet filled the tables, champagne flowed, and the air hummed with speeches about empowerment and resilience. Mirren, nominated for her role in a gritty biopic about a forgotten historical figure, stepped up to the podium looking every bit the icon, elegant gown, sharp wit, and that signature poise earned from decades in the industry. She started innocently enough, reminiscing about her career playing monarchs in films like The Queen and Elizabeth I. The audience leaned in, expecting nostalgia. Instead, she pivoted with surgical precision. Played queens, bowed to queens, earned respect the hard way, no whining, Mirren began, her voice steady but laced with edge. The crowd chuckled at first, thinking it was self-deprecating humour. Then came the hammer. Unlike those who fled the palace, spilled tea, then begged invites back. Meghan, pop it. If victimhood were an Oscar, you'd sweep. We just act. Next, the room froze for a split second before erupting in a chaotic mix of laughter, gasps, and applause. Cameras caught celebrities exchanging wide-eyed glances, some smirking, others shifting uncomfortably. Was this scripted, a spontaneous roast, or something deeper, fueled by long simmering tensions between old-school Hollywood royalty and the self-exiled Duchess who's been trying to redefine fame on her terms? Insiders at the event later claimed the line wasn't in the teleprompter. Mirren, known for her improvisational flair, allegedly ad-libbed it after spotting a table of Netflix executives, reminding everyone of Meghan's lucrative deal with the streamer that produced hits like her docuseries, but also flops that critics panned as self-indulgent. The timing couldn't be more pointed. Just weeks earlier, rumours swelled about Meghan angling for a Golden Globes invite, only to be snubbed amid reports of her waning influence in Tinseltown. Mirren's words weren't just funny, they were a declaration, pulling back the curtain on what many in the industry allegedly whisper behind closed doors. As the applause died down, the real explosion began, not on stage, but online, where the clip went viral faster than any acceptance speech. But to understand why this moment landed like a grenade, Gishi, we need to dissect the two competing narratives, Mirren as the truth-teller versus Meghan as the perpetual victim. Is it possible that one off-the-cuff remark could unravel years of carefully curated PR? Let's dive deeper. Now that we've set the stage for Dame Helen Mirren's Golden Globes zinger, let's break down the quote itself, word by word, because this wasn't random shade, it was a masterclass in subtle savagery, allegedly rooted in real grievances. Played queens, bowed to queens, earned respect the hard way, no whining. Here, Mirren draws a stark line between her own career and Meghan's trajectory. Mirren has literally portrayed British monarchs, earning Oscars and Emmys through grit and talent, not titles or tabloid drama. She's bowed to actual queens like Queen Elizabeth II at royal events while building a legacy without complaint. The implication: Meghan, who married into royalty, allegedly treated it like a stepping stone, whining about its burdens instead of embracing them. Then comes the gut punch. Unlike those who fled the palace, spilled tea, then begged invites back. This directly references Megxit in 2020, when Meghan and Prince Harry stepped back from royal duties, citing media scrutiny and lack of support. Fled the palace evokes their dramatic exit to California, spilled tea nods to their Oprah interview, Netflix series, and Harry's memoir Spare, where they aired family secrets for profit. But the begged invites back part, that's where it gets juicy. Source close to Hollywood events allege Meghan has been quietly lobbying for spots at high-profile galas, including the Globes, after being iced out by some organisers. Reports from Variety and Page Six in late 2025 claimed she reached out to HFPA members, only to face rejection amid backlash over her oversharing. Mirren, a Globes veteran, allegedly knows this firsthand, having heard the whispers in green rooms. The closer Meghan pop it, if victimhood were an Oscar, you'd sweep. We just act. Next is pure venom wrapped in British politeness. Poppet is a diminutive term, almost patronising, reducing Meghan to a child throwing tantrums. Victimhood as an Oscar accuses her of turning personal struggles into award-worthy performances, from racism allegations to mental health revelations, all while profiting millions. We just act separates true performers like Mirren from those who allegedly act victimised for clout. And next, it's a dismissal, like swiping left on a bad script. But why does this sting so much? Let's compare it to royal protocol and Hollywood norms. In the monarchy, respect is earned through duty, not disclosure. Think Princess Diana's quiet strength versus Meghan's public tell-alls. Mirren, who met the late Queen multiple times, allegedly views Meghan's approach as a betrayal of that ethos. Medical and PR experts chime in too. Therapists note that true victims don't monetize trauma so aggressively, while awards insiders say Globes voters prioritize authenticity over entitlement. One anonymous voter told The Hollywood Reporter post-event, "Helen's right, Meghan acts like she's owed the red carpet after burning bridges." Observers tracking timelines note the build-up, Mirren's past comments, like her 2022 Variety interview applauding Meghan initially but later criticising oversharing on Graham Norton in 2025, show a pattern. She roasted Meghan's Netflix ventures as performative, alleging they lacked depth. If Mirren's Globes jab was improvised, it allegedly stemmed from seeing Meghan's name floated for invites, clashing with her own hard-earned spot. Critics argue this exposes a double standard. Why mock Meghan when others, like Angelina Jolie, spill personal tea? But proponents say it's the royal angle. Meghan's fleeing while clinging to titles. That irks. As the dust settles, one thing's clear. This quote isn't just funny, it's a mirror reflecting Meghan's alleged inconsistencies. And if the crowd's reaction is any indicator, Hollywood might be ready to turn the page. With Dame Helen Mirren's words still echoing through the Beverly Hilton ballroom, the immediate reaction from the Golden Globes crowd was a powder keg of emotions that revealed Hollywood's fractured loyalties. The eruption started as a ripple, scattered chuckles from tables near the stage, before swelling into a full-blown mix of laughter and applause that lasted nearly 30 seconds. But beneath the surface, it was anything but unified. Cameras captured A-listers like Meryl Streep nodding subtly, while others, such as Oprah Winfrey, Meghan's interview ally, appeared stone-faced. This wasn't just polite clapping, it was a litmus test for the industry's uneasy truce with the Sussexes, and the divisions ran deep. Let's break it down chronologically to see how the chaos unfolded. As Mirren delivered the line, the front rows, filled with veterans like her, responded first. Reports from attendees allege Tom Hanks let out a hearty laugh, while Kate Blanchett, another Queen portrayer, smirked knowingly. The applause built as younger stars joined in, perhaps relieved someone voiced the unspoken, but not everyone was amused. Sources say Ariana DeBose, a vocal supporter of mental health advocacy, shifted uncomfortably, whispering to her table. The HFPA president later downplayed it as light-hearted banter, but insiders claim the room's energy shifted palpably, with some executives exchanging glances as if calculating fallout. Compare this to past Globes roasts. Ricky Gervais's 2020 takedown of Hollywood hypocrisy drew similar laughs. But Mirren's felt personal. Why? Because it tapped into ongoing whispers about Meghan's begging for invites. Allegedly, just months prior, her team contacted Globes organisers for a presenter slot, citing her Netflix ties, only to be rebuffed amid fears of controversy. One producer told Deadline anonymously, "We love drama on stage, not off." Helen's line nailed what many think. The crowd's response allegedly amplified because Mirren represents the old guard, actors who grind without grievance, versus Meghan's new wave of influencer royals. Deeper doubts emerged from body language experts analysing footage. They noted Harry's former friends in the audience, like James Corden, clapping enthusiastically, perhaps signalling lingering resentment over Spare's revelations. Meanwhile, allies like Tyler Perry allegedly remained neutral, avoiding eye contact with cameras. The applause wasn't unanimous. Pockets of silence from progressive tables suggested backlash fears. Post-event, party chatter allegedly buzzed with debates. Was Mirren brave or bullyish? Medical professionals weighed in too, noting victim-shaming risks. But PR gurus argued Meghan's narrative invites scrutiny. As the night progressed, the reaction spilled into after-parties. Reports claim Netflix brass huddled, worried about their Sussex deal amid falling viewership for Meghan's projects. The crowd's mix of glee and unease exposed Hollywood's raw underbelly, an alliance with fake royals that's profitable but precarious. Critics say the laughter masked jealousy, Meghan's rapid rise without paying dues. But if the applause tells us anything, it's that Mirren struck a chord. The real shockwave, though, hit online minutes later, turning a ballroom moment into a global storm. And once you examine the digital fallout, the true implications for Meghan become impossible to ignore. As the Golden Globes crowd's laughter faded, the real explosion detonated online, where Dame Helen Mirren's mockery of Meghan Markle ignited a digital inferno that exposed the brittle foundations of public perception. Within minutes of the broadcast, the clip rocketed across platforms. X, formerly Twitter, clocked over 10 million views in the first hour. TikTok edits amassed 50 million by dawn, and Instagram Reels turned it into meme gold. But this wasn't just viral entertainment. It was a battlefield, with hashtags like #HelenVsMeghan and victimhood, Oscar trending globally, dividing users into camps that revealed deeper societal rifts over royalty, fame, and victim narratives. Let's trace the timeline to understand the escalation. At 9:15 p.m. PST, the first bootleg clip hit X, posted by an attendee with the caption, "Dame Helen just ethered Meghan, shots fired." Retweets surged, fueled by royal watchers and Hollywood gossips. By 10 p.m, full HD versions from NBC's stream circulated, with users dissecting every word. Pro-Mirren posts praised her as a truth bomb, alleging Meghan's whining in interviews like Oprah's warranted the roast. One viral thread from a former palace insider claimed, Helen's spot on, Meghan begged for Globes access after spilling secrets. Anti-Mirren backlash countered, accusing her of bullying, with #CancelHelen gaining traction among Sussex fans, who labelled it ageist and racist undertones. Semantic searches on X revealed patterns, over 200,000 posts in 24 hours, with victimhood spiking as users debated Meghan's mental health disclosures in Archetypes and Harry and Meghan. Critics pointed to timelines, her 2021 Oprah chat alleging suicidal thoughts versus 2025 reports of luxury invites, arguing hypocrisy. Supporters shared clips of Mirren's past praise for the Queen, alleging bias toward the monarchy. Reddit's royal gossip exploded with 50,000 upvotes on a post breaking down "pop it" as condescending British slang, while Fomoir mocked Meghan's acting chops, saying she'd win that fictional Oscar for sure. Broader sources amplified the storm. The Daily Mail ran headlines like "Mirren mocks Meg," "Golden Globes gaffe" or "genius," citing anonymous celebs applauding privately. TMZ polled viewers with 60% siding with Mirren, but feminist outlets like Jezebel decried it as silencing women. Social media experts noted bot activity inflating pro-Meghan sentiments, allegedly from PR firms, while organic outrage came from Gen Z users viewing it as anti-empowerment. The firestorm's underbelly exposed Hollywood's unstable alliance with fake royals, stars who leverage titles without tradition. Users compared it to Gervais's roasts, but this felt rawer, tied to real succession drama. If online metrics mean anything, Mirren's approval ratings soared among boomers, while Meghan's dipped with millennials. But amid the noise, one pattern emerged: silence from the Sussex camp. No statement, no counter-tweet, just alleged crisis meetings in Montecito. This digital divide isn't just noise, it's a mirror to why Mirren spoke out, rooted in her own royal history. And once you explore that, the mockery makes even more sense. To grasp why Dame Helen Mirren's Golden Globes jab at Meghan Markle landed with such force, we must delve into Mirren's own entangled history with the British monarchy, a legacy that allegedly arms her. With unparalleled authority to call out whining ex-royals. Mirren isn't just an actress, she's a cultural bridge between Hollywood and the palace, having portrayed queens with a depth that earned her real royal respect. But here's the layer that elevates her critique. Sources claim her words stem from personal encounters, insider frustrations, and a protective stance toward the institution Meghan allegedly fled, making this not envy, but a defense of hard-earned dignity. Start with the basics: Mirren's iconic roles in The Queen, 2006, where she won an Oscar embodying Elizabeth II's stoicism post-Diana, and The Audience, 2013, exploring royal private tensions. These weren't superficial. Mirren allegedly researched meticulously, meeting palace aides and even the Queen herself at Buckingham events. In a 2022 Express interview, she confessed admiration for the firm's resilience, saying Meghan was initially a fantastic addition, but lamenting the loss after Megxit. By 2025, her tone shifted on Graham Norton, roasting Meghan's Time 100 appearance as performative, allegedly after hearing from royal contacts about the Sussexes' tea spilling damaging the monarchy's image. Timelines reveal build-up post-Spare in 2023. Mirren allegedly confided to friends about Harry's whining, per Vanity Fair sources. Her 2025 Norton appearances escalated, mocking Meghan's wine venture as sour grapes and Netflix show as shortbread disaster, suggesting pent-up ire. Insiders allege this stems from Mirren's DB honour in 2003, knighting her as Dame, binding her to royal protocol. She's bowed to queens literally at Windsor galas without complaint, contrasting Meghan's alleged entitlement. Compared to other royal portrayals, while Kristen Stewart's Diana in Spencer drew sympathy, Mirren's Elizabeth emphasised duty over drama. Critics argue this biases her against Meghan's victim narrative, but supporters say it's experience. Mirren knows palace pressures firsthand from research. Medical parallels emerge too. Therapists note royals like the Queen suppressed emotions for stability, unlike Meghan's public disclosures, which Mirren allegedly views as destabilizing. Deeper family ties play in. Mirren's Russian aristocratic roots, her grandfather was a Tsarist diplomat, allegedly instill a reverence for heritage Meghan discarded. Reports from 2025 claim she discussed this with Charles's aides, frustrated by the Sussexes begging for events like the Globes while criticising the firm. If true, her jab was premeditated, not spontaneous, a calculated strike from someone who's earned respect the hard way. This history makes Mirren the ideal critic, not jealous, but justified. It exposes why Hollywood sides with her. The unstable alliance with fake royals like Meghan crumbles under scrutiny. But to fully appreciate the sting, we need Meghan's side, her crafted victimhood that's now under fire. And once dissected, the contrast becomes glaring. Shifting focus to the target of Dame Helen Mirren's Golden Globes roast, Meghan Markle's carefully constructed victimhood story now faces its harshest spotlight, allegedly unraveling under the weight of inconsistencies that critics say expose a pattern of exaggeration over authenticity. This isn't just about one jab, it's a culmination of years where Meghan positioned herself as the beleaguered outsider, fleeing a toxic palace, battling media hounds, and fighting for mental health, only for observers to question if it's genuine struggle or strategic storytelling. But here's the revelation that flips the script. Sources allege her whining stems not from royal rigors, but a calculated pivot to Hollywood relevance, begging the question, has victimhood been her biggest role yet? Trace the arc, pre-Megxit, Meghan charmed as the modern Duchess, but post-2020, her narrative hardened. The 2021 Oprah interview alleged racism and suicidal ideation, painting the palace as uncaring. Harry and Meghan, 2022, amplified this with tearful recounts of scrutiny. Spare, 2023, added Harry's corroboration, but critics noted timelines clashing, claims of no support contradicted reports of therapy access. By 2025, her Instagram revival and Netflix ventures leaned into empowerment, yet alleged begging for invites like the Globes suggested desperation. Break It Down fled the palace references Megxit, but insiders allege it was planned, with California moves predating announcements. Spilled tea covers bombshells, but PR experts say monetizing them, over $100 million from deals, undermines victim claims. True sufferers seek privacy, not podcasts. The begged invites back hits hardest. 2025 reports from Page 6 claim Meghan lobbied for Oscars and Globes spots, clashing with her anti-establishment stance. One event planner told Us Weekly she wants the glamour without the grief, classic having cake and eating it. Compared to other royals, Kate Middleton endured paparazzi without public whining, emerging stronger. Diana shared struggles privately at first. Meghan went global immediately. Medical voices weigh in. Psychiatrists note victim narratives aid healing, but repetitive monetization risks inauthenticity. Observers analyze footage, like her mocking curtsy in the Netflix series, as performative, fueling Mirren's "We Just Act" line. Family accusations add fuel. Thomas Markle and siblings have alleged exaggeration since 2018, claiming pre-wedding drama was staged. By 2026, online sleuths compiled Bumpgate echoes, questioning pregnancy authenticity, but victimhood extends to career flops, blaming haters for archetypes cancellation instead of low ratings. If surrogacy rumors, dismissed but persistent, symbolize secrecy, victimhood is the shield. Critics argue admitting struggles without profit would earn respect. Instead, it's allegedly a brand. This narrative's cracks make Mirren's mockery resonate, exposing not vulnerability but opportunism. The broader fallout. Hollywood's alliance with such fake royals frays, leading to seismic shifts. And as we approach the end, the implications crystallize. Dame Helen Mirren's Golden Globes mockery didn't just target Meghan Markle, it allegedly tore open the fragile seam between Hollywood and royalty, exposing an alliance built on glamour but undermined by betrayal, entitlement, and clashing egos. This unstable partnership, where stars court titles for cachet and royals seek screens for relevance, now faces its reckoning with Mirren's words as the catalyst. But dig deeper, and you'll see this isn't isolated. It's a pattern of fake royals like Meghan straining the bond, raising questions. Can Tinseltown sustain exiles who spill secrets for scripts, or will the old guard like Mirren force a purge? Examine the history. Hollywood's royal fascination dates to Grace Kelly's princess turn. But modern ties are transactional. The Sussexes 2020 Netflix deal, $100 million, promised insider access, delivering hits but also backlash. Critics allege it commodified the monarchy, irking traditionalists. Mirren, embodying queens on film, allegedly resents this, viewing Meghan's tea-spilling as cheapening the institution she reveres. 2025 saw strains. Meghan's Globe snub followed reports of event boycotts over Spares revelations, with organisers fearing drama. Timelines highlight fractures, post-Megxit, Hollywood welcomed them, Oprah's interview boosted ratings. But by 2026, fatigue set in. Sources claim Netflix execs regretted the deal amid low viewership for Meghan's projects, echoing Mirren's Norton roasts. Broader implications touch succession. If Meghan's children hold titles amid controversy, it allegedly taints royal legitimacy, scaring studios from problematic partnerships. Compare alliances, the Beckhams blend fame and royalty seamlessly, without whining. But Meghan's alleged begging post-exit, lobbying for awards while criticising the firm, breaches unwritten rules. Industry insiders tell Variety, Helen's line voiced what execs whisper, victimhood sells short-term, but authenticity endures. Economic fallout looms. Boycotts could cost millions, with brands like Dior ditching Sussex ties. Social underbelly reveals divides. Progressive Hollywood defends Meghan's advocacy, but veterans side with Mirren's hard way. If surrogacy whispers symbolise secrecy, this roast exposes exploitation. The alliance's unravelling threatens Meghan's empire. Fewer invites, deals drying up. Critics argue silence from her camp signals defeat. A response could escalate. Ultimately, Mirren's jab isn't personal, it's protective, safeguarding a system from those who flee yet cling. As the dust settles, the true cost emerges. Pulling all the threads together, the shocking Golden Globes moment, the dissected dig, crowd chaos, online blaze, Mirren's royal creds, Meghan's victim arc, and the crumbling alliance, we arrive at a devastating conclusion. Dame Helen Mirren's mockery may be the death knell for Meghan Markle's post-royal reinvention, allegedly exposing a house of cards built on secrecy, exaggeration, and entitlement. This isn't mere celebrity spat, it's a pattern too glaring to dismiss, where fleeing meets begging and victimhood clashes with reality. Critics insist the silence from Montecito isn't strategy, it's surrender, because admitting the truth would shatter the Sussex saga.